Welcome to the Working Man Committee Podcast. I am your host, Brandon T. And let's get into it. Question, y'all. Did you see Nikki Haley? Yeah, Nikki Haley said some controversial stuff. And what's crazy about the controversial stuff is she know better. And matter of fact, let me play it for you now. Go ahead.
I guess if you grow up in the South, it's a given that it's about slavery. To me, it was about but freedom. What do you do? It's bigger than slavery. That was such a stain on our history. But what do you take from it going forward? Yes, of course, slavery can never happen again. But going forward, doesn't that mean we should focus on the freedoms of people to live their life, not to have government, not to have any other person tell them what they can and can't do? That's been trampled on the past few years. That's the part we've got to make sure we never take anything away from. So look, I mean, you guys can make it about something else, but if you look at my record in South Carolina, we dealt with this a whole lot more than most people. And what I'll tell you is, yes, you can acknowledge a point in history, but what do you do with that point in history? You got to make sure the lessons constantly go forward so that we never see it again.
Do you think it's
Alright, so, you know what I'm saying? Nikki, they talk about slavery and the Civil War and so forth. And the thing about Nikki is this. Let's go with Nikki's background. Nikki is a two-time governor of South Carolina. South Carolina is very, it's a high population of black people live in South Carolina. So Nikki Haley knows better that you can't say everything that comes to your mind and so forth. And she would have never said that as the governor of South Carolina because she never would have won anything in South Carolina. So that in turn lets me know this. You know what I'm saying? Nikki, you know what I'm saying, went to the United Nations as the ambassador to the U.S. and so forth. And then Nikki must have found, once she left there during the last few years, she must have found some new employment somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That paid her handsomely and so forth. And within paying her handsomely, they was like, hey, we feel some type of way about, you know what I'm saying, certain things in this country's history. Because you hear what she said? She said that Civil War wasn't about slavery. But then she had to bring it back to that slavery, but freedoms. Whose freedoms are we talking about, Nikki? You know what I'm saying? Because you took the slavery part out of the Civil War thing, stuck it over here to the side, and then, you know what I'm saying, and they had to talk about it, reference it. Oh, stain on America, stain on America. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying, you didn't put it back in. You like, oh, the freedoms. Nikki, what freedoms? Whose freedoms? What else happened? You know what I'm saying? That was more important than in slavery. And then that lets me know, you know what I'm saying, that whoever, you know what I'm saying, has elevated Nikki's financial status. And check, side note, if you really look about everything that somebody ever said that they said something about, you know what I'm saying, black people, you know what I'm saying, off the cuff, they never said before, said again, but it always happens when their income change. Now you think, well, I got enough money. You would think I got enough money to say what I want to, you know, so the FU money. Nah. I bet you it's the people that pay say this to get that. Now, when I want you to say it, pledge your allegiance, say this, we need to say that, and so forth. So like I said, though, Nikki Haley, come on now. I understand that money probably tastes good. Change your whole life, you know what I'm saying? See that type of money. And you probably had to pledge your allegiance, you had to do it. But, you know what I'm saying? We see through it. And with that being said, this has been the Working Man Committee Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Comment, and so forth. And again, Nikki, come on, man. Peace.